This blood is bad to the bone. Hello, folks. Welcome back to our channel. This is your friendly neighborhood Goosebumps boy, and today we're gonna be reviewing the very last book from OG62, number 62 itself, called Monster Blood 4. Monster Blood 4 indeed. Wow. So this is number 4, the 4th book from the Monster Blood franchise. And I'm so excited to be reviewing it today, as it is the last book from the series. Wow. I can't believe it. We made it, folks. We made it to the end. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Alright? I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Let us take a step back and talk about the book itself before going crazy. So basically, this front cover is pretty nice, actually. It's pretty neat. It's pretty funny looking, to be honest with you. When I first saw this book, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't feel like reading it that much, especially knowing that it is the 4th book from the Monster Blood books. So basically, you'd have to read the 3 books that came before if you want to understand what's happening in the book. But basically, this front cover is one of the weirdest from OG62. And I'm not saying this as a bad thing. I mean, OG62 is a great, one of the greatest, my favorite Goosebumps series. But basically, some of them look kind of funnier than others, more goofy, playing more on the funny side. This one is definitely one of those. And you can easily tell from the front cover, basically it's taking place in somebody's bathroom. And the cabinets are blue. You have the toilet there. It's a bathroom. You have the sink. You have the mirror. You have the bathtub, the curtains. It looks all blue, grayish blue, to be honest with you. And the walls are pink, though. And basically, all around, you have those purple kind of blobs, I'd say. They look a little bit like snails, don't they? They look a little bit like snails with those 2 weird eyes kind of sticking out of some antennas for some reason. But that's pretty good. And they're leaving that kind of those puddles here and there all over the place. And you have a checkered floor with some red and gray squares, red and gray squares that look pretty good. And basically, yeah, this front cover is pretty interesting because they're kind of all over the place. It sounds like one of them is kind of hanging down the shower head. It's like drinking the water, sucking it up, and it looks pretty good. And I like the fact that the title of the series, Goosebumps, in there is purple, so it's kind of reflecting the color of those blobs. And basically, you have the pink background that reminds us about the walls in this bathroom. Yeah, this is a pretty good front cover, especially with the 2 main ones standing in the foreground. Basically, you have a big one and his pal next to him. And basically, they have those. There's that thing about those lips of theirs. They look kind of funny, reddish, as if they're wearing some lipstick or something. That looks pretty funny. But I think I said it all about this front cover, so without further ado, let's move on to the book, to the story itself. So basically, I believe I'm going to be reading the summary now, and then I'll move on to the story in my own words. In my own words, I will describe as best as I can, but let's read the summary first. It's 4 times as evil. Evan Russ can't forget about Monster Blood, the evil green slime that never stops growing. It can turn ordinary pets into ferocious animals and 12-year-old kids into freakish giants. But now there's a new kind of Monster Blood in town. It comes in a can just like the others. Only difference is the slime is blue instead of green. And instead of just growing, it's multiplying into terrifying blue creatures with razor sharp teeth. Wow, what a nice summary of this book. So basically, as you probably have guessed, we still have the same characters, as you probably have guessed by now, by reading the other books. So basically, Evan Rush is our main character, and basically he's going to be staying with his cousin, Kermit Majors. Yes, it's kind of a bummer. I hated the brat in the third book, but in this one he's kind of better. He's less of a brat, if that makes any sense, that is. But basically, his parents are away in Tucson, in Arizona, basically. So, Evan is going to stay at Kermit's house, and once again, he's going to have a few run-ins with Conan Barber, that is nicknamed Conan the Barbarian, because he's such a bully, such an awful guy that nobody likes, who basically likes to beat up kids for fun. Really bad guy, hate him, hate his guts. But basically, once again, Evan and Kermit, are having this big confrontation thing with him, with Conan, having a confrontation. And basically, after that, things go kind of bad for Evan, obviously. Not that bad, but kind of bad. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. And basically, after that, something happens, and we're going to get into it too much. But then Kermit is going to take Evan to his basement. And if you've read the third book, you'd know that Kermit sees himself as some kind of a scientist, even though he's not really, but he likes to come up with all those weird experiments in his basement. So that's where he spends most of his time, most of his days. And basically, there's something involving a tarantula. And the tarantula is going to do something to Evan. I'm not going to tell you what, but something's going to happen. But then Andy is going to show up. Yes, Andy from the previous books. Told you all the characters are there. So basically, Andy, she pretends that she got some monster blood. Is it true? Is it not true? I'll let you find out for yourselves. But basically, after that, there's going to be a water gun fight. And Conan is going to be there too. And something is going to happen. And some fight is going to ensue. It's not going to go too far, but still, it's not that great. And then basically Kermit is going to take out some of his lab mice. You heard it correctly. You heard me right. You heard me well. But basically, he has installed some kind of an invisible electric fence around his yard. And something is going to happen. Somebody's going to get up. Is going to end up getting electrocuted. Somebody's going to end up getting electrocuted, right? So I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'd rather keep the suspense and not mess it up. But then something is going to happen. I'm reading through the summary and trying not to give too much away, because I read this book a long time ago, so it's not exactly fresh in my mind. But I'm trying my level best. I'm sorry if I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm getting to the main thing. I'm going to get to the good stuff in a moment. So basically, yeah, something is going to happen with the lab mice and Conan. And some hair growth formula is basically Kermit is saying that he's going to use some hair growth formula, hair growth formula on Conan. Apparently, he has come up with something called a hair growth formula. I'll let you find out for yourselves what it is. But basically, let's get to the main thing about this book, The Monster Blood. Basically, Andy is going to bring over some monster blood, and this time it's in a blue can, right? And there's some monster blood inside, but basically this blue monster blood, not only is it different when it comes to the color, it's not green anymore, it's blue, but whatever monster blood comes out of it, whatever it is, like the blob-like creatures with eyes, a blob-like creature with eyes is going to come out, a blob-like creature with eyes, and basically what happens is that the more they drink water, and this is how we get to the front cover, and what it is and how it happens, what's happening in there, why is it the way it is. Basically, the more they drink water, the more they multiply, if that makes any sense. So at first it's just one, and then you get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. And basically it's up to Evan, Andy, and Kermit to try and run them up as fast as they can and stop them from multiplying more before like the whole town becomes their hunting ground, basically. So they have to act fast. They have to act fast and stop them from multiplying anymore, so that they can stop them from multiplying. And so they're going to be kind of chasing them down the yard and so on at night, I believe. It's going to take place a lot at night. And basically, it's up to them to stop this whole ordeal, this whole situation from becoming worse, from escalating, right? So this is pretty much how it is. And then there are gonna be a few funny scenes with Duckface and those balloons, quote unquote balloons, quote unquote. Yeah, it's mentioned in that way in the summary, but yeah. There's gonna be some hair growth formula involved. Some hot sauce. I'm not gonna, expand on those. I'm just giving you some elements to kind of make you want to read the book, but at the same time, I don't want you to have this whole experience ruined by me spoiling anything major. But yeah, then you get the final twist at the end, and basically it's pretty funny and scary at the same time, but it's pretty nice. It's a funny way to end this book. So Monster Blood 4, what did I think about it? Well, Monster Blood 4 was the fourth, the fourth book from, the fourth sequel from the Monster Blood books. And unlike many people, I did enjoy this book for what it was. I thought it was pretty fun, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people hate this book. Like, they hate Monster Blood 4 so bad. Like, they believe that this book was awful, that it didn't hold up to the others. It didn't stand up to any other book from the Monster Blood series. I beg to differ on that. I believe that this book was better than the third one, especially with this new concept of Monster Blood. I believe it worked pretty well, as far as I'm concerned, and I liked this book pretty well. I believe it was nice. It was a nice book. The characters are fun. Once again, I really like the characters. I believe most of you like them. Especially Evan and Andy. They're a nice pair, right? They're two awesome kids. And their friendship is so awesome. They they're an item, right? That's the word I was. That's the word I was looking for. They're an item, right? They they're awesome, really. I do love their friendship, and I believe that even though it's the fourth book, it doesn't get old. It's still awesome, even though they try to, they're trying to work together. They're trying to help each other fight those blobs. It works so well. Kermit in this book was okay to me. He wasn't so annoying. Like in the third one, he really got on my nerves so bad. But in this book, he was more mature. Kind of, yeah, more mature. More like a milder kid. In this one, he was more, yeah, he was more like likable, if that makes sense. But yeah, I believe that's pretty much it for this book. I like the ending. The beginning is nice. It starts off okay, and it plays out fine with the blue monster bloods. And the final twist is pretty awesome. Like, not awesome, like fun at the same time. Kind of scary. Not very scary. It's more like a funny, goofy kind of ending. But yeah, Monster Blood 4 is pretty good. I don't understand why so many people hate Monster Blood 4. I mean, it has to do with the front cover, who knows? But even the front cover is nice, even with the toilet and everything. But yeah, this book was nice to me. I liked it, and I believe that Stein finished on a good note, with this final book. Being that it wasn't really scary, it was more like a goofy kind of ending. It wasn't really dark or anything. It was nice for what it was. So, I don't know what else to say about it, except that I had so much fun, and I hope you will have as much fun as I did if you never read it in the past. So if I were to give this book a rating, I think I would give it a solid 8 out of 10, maybe. I don't really know. Yeah, 8 out of 10 sounds good. It was a nice one. I'm not rating it because I thought it was scary. I'm rating it based on how much I liked it. Same thing about all the books in the series. Yeah, in the series, I like books. I give them a high rating, regardless of whether they're scary or not. So this is pretty much it for this review, for this rating. I'd give it 8 out of 10. I said that already, didn't I? Keep repeating myself. I just want to make sure I don't leave out the rating. That would be very bad. So 8 out of 10 for this book. What about you, folks? What did you think about Monster Blood 4? Did you like this book? Did you hate this book? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know about your favorite Monster Blood book as well. Wow. Let's take a few minutes here, folks, to speak about this last book. The fact that we ended the series. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. It's been so much fun reviewing each and every single one of these books. Thank you so much for everybody who supported me, for everybody who stood by me while I was reviewing these books. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so grateful to be part of this awesome community. And I'd like to shout out a few of my favorite Goosebumps YouTubers who helped me, who made me want to make more reviews. So there's Grace and the Goosebumps Kid 1992. Awesome dude. Michael Goosebumps, Goosebumps Completionist, John B, aka Smooth Chocolate, awesome dude. All these people, Goosebumps Emiliano, and so many others. Forgive me if I forget anybody. Monster Blood as well. These people, they really made me want to continue with those reviews. I'm so grateful. We finally did it, folks. We did it. Wow, folks. We finally did it. We reviewed the very final Goosebumps book from the original series, that is. There's more to come, God willing. I wanted to review more Goosebumps books in the future, but I'll review also a lot of scary movies, God willing, because I would like to review more scary movies than I did in the past on this channel. Try to review as many things as I can, but don't worry, Goosebumps will definitely be part of this channel, and I intend on reviewing the series 2000 books soon. Now that I've finished this series, and I would also like to review the Tales to Give You Goosebumps. I already started with the first one, but I would like to review more and more and more and more and more as I go on. And I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is all for this series. Thank you so much for supporting me. I know I've been kind of all over the place when I started. I wasn't really used to that, but now I finally got the hang of it, and I can't just let it go. So thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next review very soon for another movie, Goosebumps book. You'll see. Goodbye, folks. Take care. This is Horror Channel for you, a.k.a. Goosebumps Boy, signing off.